What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the See You Offer YouTube. Another 5-minute preview. Of course, we take on Stevenage this weekend at the Lamex Stadium. It is Saturday the 9th of September. It is a 3 o'clock kickoff. A very long trip for any Carlisle fans making the trip down there. So if you are, safe trip down and safe trip back as well. Of course, it's a very southern division this year, so we're going to get used to these long trips. But moving into the opposition, then, Stevenage were founded in 1976. Of course, their manager is Steve Evans. How can you not know that? He's either loved or hated. There doesn't seem to be an in-between. We've got the Lamex Stadium there with 7,800 fans. Miles to miles from Stadium is 286 one way, so very long trip, as we've said. Last season they of course finished second in Sky Bet League 2, get an automatic promotion with 85 points, and currently this season they sit third with 13 points, so a really good start to their season in Sky Bet League 1. Possibly shocking a few people. I mean, I had them bottom of the league, so that shows how much I know about football. But looking at the previous 5 games, and Stevenage previous 5 games started with a 2-0 defeat away to Reading. They then had a 0-0 draw against Portsmouth at home. They then got knocked out of the EFL Cup in the second round with a 1-1 draw, losing 5-3 on penalties to Exeter before a comfortable 3-0 win against Leyton Orient. Who would have seen that last season? Obviously, Leyton Orient were quality last season, haven't started too well this season. And then they got knocked out. They didn't get knocked out, it was the group stage. They lost their first group game on penalties. It was 1-1 against Wimbledon and a 6-5 win for Wimbledon on penalties. Carlisle, of course, lost to Accrington in the Papa John's group stage. We got our first win of the season on Saturday with a 2-1 win over Shrewsbury. Then we got beat 1-0 by Port Vale. Exeter beat us 2-0. And of course we had that 1-1 draw at Punton Park on Tuesday night against Wigan. So quite a similar previous 5 games for both teams, really. Obviously Stevenage has started the season a lot stronger than Carlisle have. But in sort of the last 5 games, both teams have had good results. Both teams have had bad results. And then our head-to-head's pretty much the same. It's quite a mixture, to be honest. There's a few good results in there for Carlisle. There's a few good results in there for Stevenage. And a few 0-0 draws in there, which I think Stevenage fans have to get used to with Steve Evans in charge. But looking, of course, we played them last season. We've played them practically every year for about the last 6, 7, 8 years, to be fair, against Stevenage. So it's always one where you can't really predict, because they're quite a unique team, I would say, Stevenage. I mean, I keep writing them off, and look at them, they keep doing class. So obviously they've got Steve Evans, Paul Simpson. I've got their captain. I'm not going to try and pronounce his second name because I'll just butcher it. Piani, is it, potentially? I've got him as the player to watch. I think he's a quality centre-back. He was, of course, in League 2. He was in my team this season last year. I think he's quality again at this level. I've highlighted Josh Kayode for Carlisle. I think he's going to be a real player for us this season, have a real impact. And a familiar face in the middle there is Charlie McNeil, of course. Played for Manchester United under-21s when we played them in the Papa John's Trophy in 2022, and he did score the opening goal of that game. As far as I can see, there wasn't any particularly notable faces that played for both Carlisle and Stevenage in the current Stevenage team. That's why I went with Charlie McNeil as the familiar face. But Stevenage got quite a strong team. They've got a few players in form. As I said, we've got Charlie McNeil from Man United. We've got a couple of players from Manchester City in there as well. So they've got a good team. Now, looking at the team that I think we'll go with now, it's really hard predicting the Carlisle team this season at the moment. I think Andreasen will start again. I think Finn Back will probably start. Obviously, I think he maybe needs stitches or something from the other night. I've gone with the back three of Sam Lavelle, Huntington and John Mellish. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I've went with Jack Armour, but I was tempted with Jack Robinson because I'm not sure if Jack Armour's fully fit yet. I went with the midfield two of Callum Guy and Owen Moxon, with Alfie McCalmont in centre attacking midfield. Then I've went with Sean Maguire and Josh Kayode. I think Sean Maguire is nailed on to start. It's who he's going to be paired with. Is he going to be Luke Plange, because Simpson's a big fan of Plange? Is it going to be Garner, a Blade? Could be anybody. But for me, I've went with Josh Kayode. Whether or not he's going to put him straight into a league match, I'm not sure. And I've went with a 1-0 win for Stevenage. I think it's going to be a tough place to go. Steve Evans knows how to play the game. And I think we'll struggle. I think it's a long trip. And I've went with a Stevenage 1-0 win. You know what? I don't mind being wrong, but that's just my opinion. What do you think, though? Let me know in the comments down below. But for now, I have been CU4, and I'll see you next week for a very special video. So stay tuned for that one.
Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, 'cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.